All right, I want to welcome you to today's live. My name is Pamela Brown from Down for Paws Dog Training. I'm really excited to talk to you about today's topic for dog owners and enthusiasts that's been asking and wondering simply, can your dog swim? So if you ever wondered if your dog can swim or take a dip in the pool, we're going to explore some of those facts today and we're going to figure that out together. One thing you may not know is that some dog breeds are water lovers, some dog breeds aren't. There's some things that you want to take into consideration when you want to figure out if your dog can swim. But I just want to go with you through some of those things and just talk to you first about the benefits of your dog swimming, which swimming is a great activity for your dog because it actually tires them out, is good exercise. If you have an overweight dog or you just want to work on your dog being physically fit, swimming is also just a great activity for them. But what you've been waiting for is kind of to figure out if your dog can swim or not. I want to go through some of the tips and things that you can start to think about to find out if your dog can swim or not. So first and foremost, in order to figure out if your dog can swim or not, you just want to observe your dog's behavior around water. So you just want to take note of their reactions when they encounter water. Some dogs are naturally curious about waters and willing to jump in. Others will show fear, or, if you take your dog to a lake or something like that, you might see them kind of tippy-toe around water. Dogs who are more readily able to jump in are dogs that are most likely able to swim, but take into consideration, just because they're more likely to jump in doesn't mean that they're able to swim. It just means that they're more likely. So keep that in mind. You also want to check the breed of your dog. Certain breeds are specifically bred for swimming and have physical traits that will make them excellent swimmers. So for example, Lab retrievers, Golden retrievers, Newfoundlands, they all have webbed feet, and that helps webbed feet and a resistant coat, and that makes them have like the natural instincts for swimming, and the webbed feet helps them along as well. But again, it's important to note the same thing again, just because your dog's a certain breed doesn't mean that they will be able to swim, but it does make them more likely. You also want to gradually introduce your dog to water. So you just don't want to say, hey, let's take my dog and put them in a pool, or take them to a lake and drop them in that. So what I would recommend is using a kiddie pool or a doggy pool. They're all just the same, and putting that in your backyard or an area outside, and let your dog kind of investigate the pool and seeing how they respond to that first in a shallow area or things like that before you start to delve into a pool area or lakes and things of such. You also want to consider the body structure of your dog. Dogs with low body fat percentage or strong muscle build, like my Frenchie over there, and long limbs, not my Frenchie, let's reverse that. So dogs with low body percentage, strong muscular build, and long limbs tend to have a better buoyancy and easier maneuverability in the water. On the other hand, dogs that are short legs and stocky built, like my Frenchie, have a more challenging time to swim. They ideally would just sink to the bottom. So it's a good idea for dogs that can't swim, or if you're unsure, you can get a vest so they can float around. You won't have to worry about that, a life vest as such. As always, you can consult with a professional. So say you do want to take your dog swimming, or you're unsure how they will react, you can consult with a professional and talk to them about your breed, your characteristics, the builds, your goals. You can also work with a hydrotherapist who specializes in swimming techniques for dogs as well, if you want to get a little bit fancy on that. But you want to take these things into consideration if you want to consider if your dog can swim or not, instead of just taking them to the pool or the lake and hoping that they can swim. And a little tip just to throw in there, that a little lesser tip that most dog owners don't know, you want to be aware of the impact of the structure of your dog's ears, because dogs with floppy ears, such as Cocker Spaniels, Basset Hounds, are more prone to ear infections caused by water entering the ear canal. So you just want to make sure to prevent this, you can use swim caps for your dog if you want to go there, just so they're not getting those recurrent ear infections. So just make sure, just to wrap up, in going through these things, you just want to ensure that you observe your dog's behavior around water, just to see if they're like jumping in, or if they're kind of like moving back a little bit. Dogs are ready to jump in or more likely be able to swim. Check their your breed characteristics. Some dogs are bred specifically to be able to breathe. Introduce them to water gradually. So you want to start in the shallow parts of water, or using a kiddie pool in your pool in your home. And also consider the body structure of your dog. The short, stocky ones, they'll be less likely to be able to swim, but dogs with the longer limbs have better buoyancy. And as always, you want to be able to consult a professional if you need to. All right. So those are the tips you want to keep in mind before we wrap up. I just want to thank you for joining me today. So we explored the intriguing questions in dog swim and what things that you should look for. So just remember, this is just the beginning of discussion of topics and many more. Be sure to follow our page for more discussions like this and topics that most dog owners ask about, and I jump on here to answer them for you. Be sure to share this live with a friend who may want to introduce their dog to swimming and such. But other than that, I will see you next week with another great topic. Bye.